In this video, I'm going to be explaining how the different Amazon ad types fit into the marketing funnel so that you can decide which ads you want to use depending on your strategy or the strategy that you have for your clients on Amazon. My name is Carly McMillan. I run an advertising agency called PPC Farm, where we specialize in profit-first advertising for Amazon marketing. So that means we don't just optimize for top line revenue or vanity metrics. We actually focus specifically on your profit and delivering more money to your bottom line. So if you're interested in learning more about the agency, that's ppcfarm.com. But let's jump in. If you are a marketer, you are undoubtedly familiar with the marketing funnel. I'm going to go through a basic version of the marketing funnel and explain how each ad type fits into the funnel. And again, the reason that this is important to understand and important to your strategy on Amazon is because you could be trying to utilize the wrong match type for your objective. For example, if you are utilizing an ad type on Amazon that is more aligned with a customer in the awareness stage, but you are expecting bottom of funnel results, you're going to be disappointed. Additionally, the way that you analyze the results from your campaigns from the different ad types is going to be different. Your metrics of success are going to be different depending on the ad type you're using because of where it is in the funnel or because of which part of the funnel it's most useful for. What's this funnel that I keep talking about? Well, like I said, if you're a marketer, this will be very familiar to you. I took this funnel from Sprout Social, an old blog post of there's different versions of this funnel, but this is a simplified version and one that's pretty widely accepted in marketing these days. So we've got awareness, consideration, conversion, loyalty, and advocacy. These are kind of the main parts of the funnel, how the buyer goes from being aware of your product to considering buying your product to finally buying it and then afterwards potentially repurchasing it and even further down the funnel, maybe even advocating for it or telling their friends about it essentially. So this is sort of the customer's journey, right? And as advertisers, we want to make sure that our advertising is tailored for each of these steps in the buyer's journey. You'll notice, of course, I have included loyalty and advocacy here. Those are, of course, post-purchase phases in the buyer's journey. So keep that in mind. Next, I'm going to explain how the Amazon ad types fit into each part of this funnel. And keep in mind, of course, depending on how you use each of these ad types, they can cross over into different phases of the funnel. So I'm just going to be talking about in general how I would recommend using the different ad types in relation to the funnel from a high level. So I'll get into some specific examples on that, but keep that in mind. These are not set in stone. These lines are not drawn in the sand, and there can be some flexibility in how you use the ads depending on the kind of targeting you set up, etc. In the awareness phase, we have sponsored display, sponsored TV, and DSP. These ad types tend to be very top of funnel, right? So if, for example, you are running advertising for a client and your directive is to get new customers, get customers that are new to your brand, these are great ad types to explore, okay? Like I just said, though, depending on your targeting, they could be closer to the bottom of the funnel. For example, in sponsored display, if you are doing some kind of retargeting, that could get you to the loyalty phase of the funnel, that kind of a thing, right? So some fuzziness in there, but in general, these ad types are awareness types of marketing that you would be doing. And again, that dictates how you analyze the success of these campaigns. So are your sponsored display, TV, and DSP ads always going to have an incredible return in and of themselves? Will you have a great ACOS? Not always. And that's not necessarily what you're looking for with these ad types. What you're looking for here is metrics like new to brand orders or percentage of orders new to brand, right? That's what you're really going for with these awareness type of campaigns. So if you have 100% new to brand orders from these campaigns, that could be considered successful depending on your goal and directive with the campaigns. Next phase is consideration. So this is one that when the customer has already become aware of the brand or of the product, they've seen it before, right? And now they are like, oh, I don't know, I'm thinking about buying, I'm considering it, right? This is when you're getting into your sponsored brands and sponsored product ad types. These are more targeted because of the keyword intent that you're able to put into the targeting. Now, again, sponsored brands could be considered more of an awareness type of campaign, depending on how you use it. But because of that, exact keyword targeting that you're able to use and get really close to that search intent, I would say these are more in the consideration phase of the marketing funnel. All right, next we have the conversion phase of the funnel. And right here, I've actually not listed an ad type, which I know is kind of cheating, but this is really when we're talking about listing optimization or brand store or storefront optimization. So there's not really much left to do with advertising at the conversion phase, right? Yes, technically, like I said, you could consider a sponsored display ad on the listing page, like kind of a conversion type of an ad, but really like the things that are going to influence the customer's buying decision at the conversion stage of this journey are going to be things related to the listing, right? So are you doing a good job of communicating what that product is? Is it priced competitively? Do you have good ratings and reviews, right? All of those signals that tell the customer that this is a good purchase or a good decision really comes more from your listing optimization. So I know I kind of cheated here, but that's my explanation for the conversion phase, making sure like your advertising is going to bring people in the door, but your listing is what's going to close the deal. So, okay. Next is loyalty. Now, Amazon does not have amazing options for retargeting customers, right? For getting them to come back and purchase again. Really what Amazon offers are subscribe and save options, which this is not an ad type technically, right? I guess I'm cheating again, but it is a way to create loyal customers. So making sure that you're enrolled in subscribe and save if you have a product that lends itself well to being purchased multiple times. That's important. We do have brand tailored promotions where we are able to target people who've added to cart, right? Which I guess is kind of the conversion, could be considered the conversion phase as well, but those could be more in the loyalty phase, or another brand tailored promotion that is definitely a loyalty phase type of an ad is when you're retargeting post purchases, right? Which again is available in sponsored display as well. So little fuzziness. And then finally, we have, like I said, retargeting, right? So retargeting within sponsored display or the different audience types that are now available, even in sponsored products, customers who have purchased in the past, right? That would be kind of a loyalty type of an ad strategy. Okay, and then advocacy is really something that Amazon does not offer, right? This would be like an affiliate program or, trying to get UGC or something like that. So really the best I could offer for advocacy is it's very limited. And maybe you could use your Amazon numbers and data as social proof for other platforms, but there's basically nothing that Amazon offers for the advocacy phase. I guess technically Creator Connections is kind of like that, but that would be as close as I think we could get there. So that pretty much sums it up. I know this wasn't 100% perfect explanation because there can be so much crossover, but in general, this is how you should think about the different Amazon ad types in relation to the marketing funnel. So again, if your goal is consideration, or if you're trying to go for loyalty or trying to do awareness type of campaigns, these are your go-to ad types for those different stages in the buyer's journey. And if you would like to see more content, of course, subscribe here on YouTube, but I am also on LinkedIn as Carly McMillan, and I post all about Amazon and Amazon advertising. Thank you so much. I hope it's helpful.